Hello everyone, thanks for coming outside with me today. It's time for yet another edition of the Bowhunter Box Club box. This is December 2019. Came a little bit later in the month of December, so I didn't have a chance to review it during the month, but let's go ahead and dive into it. 5 really cool items this month. Very excited to share them with you. As always, we're going to go in order from least to greatest, so we'll start with the two things which are priced the same in the box. We have Primo's Control Freak dryer sheets and an HME trophy mount. Now, we've had an HME trophy mount before, simply a mount that you'd put on the wall to hang your Euro mount or your other placard to show off that big buck you shot last fall. You have the Control Freak, which are dryer sheets you can put in with your hunting clothes to help eliminate scent and get them ready for the next time you head out into the woods. This is something that I would utilize at the end of the season. I'm not a big scent control person during the season, but you don't really want your clothes to stink for the rest of the off season as they sit in a tote in your basement like they do in my house. So I'd throw this in there, get them scent controlled, get the scent, eliminate a little bit more, pack them away, and they'll be ready to go for next fall. Secondly, we have this little doohickey here, which for any of you who have used such a tool before know that the standard one is orange, but this is from HME and it is called the, and I quote, a-hole remover. Come on, HME, this is a family show. Let's get with it here. Regardless of whether you get it from HME or from the Butt Out Company, what this is designed to do, if you're unfamiliar with it, is to remove the butt from a large game animal, a deer, a hog, an elk. Basically, you insert it, yes, you insert it, give it a twist, pull it out. Now, you might be thinking, why would you need to pull out the butt of an animal? Aren't you cleaning the animal in the woods? Yes, you are. But what this allows you to do is allows you to turn a piece of it inside out, cut it appropriately, and tie it off so you don't get the excrement out through the carcass of the animal and potentially tainting the meat. This is definitely something that's light enough, it's small enough, you could pack in with you, you could take to the stand with you, or just leave it in your vehicle. If you're like me and you harvest your shot, make the recovery of the animal, then you go and drop your gear, then go back and clean out the animal if I'm not in too far enough. And I think it'd be a handy little tool to have. I've always wanted to try it, and no, I have not tried it yet. That's why I'm touching it, because it is still clean. Ooh, we got through that entire thing without saying anus or poop. Woo! Also in the box we have a pull-up rope for your bow or for other gear from Muddy, which is part of GSM Outdoors. Now this is a unique one that's almost kind of built with like a shoelace material. It's not it's like a hollow core rope, if you will. Clearly very long, plenty of slack in it, but it also has this almost like a night eyes gear tie on the end. So you can shape these to any way you want. So you can obviously take this, wrap it around your bow cam or something like that, give it a good couple of twists, and then you'll be able to pull your bow up like that. Very simple, very slick idea there. These are, however, not the stiffest things in the world. So carrying for something more like a bow, like a heavy backpack, or you're definitely not going to be able to pull a tree stand up like this with these gear ties. Although it'd be kind of slick because when you're up in the tree, let's say you drop your hat or you drop your quiver or something like that, they're definitely strong enough that you could bend them over into a hook like this and be able to drop it out of the tree, snag whatever on the ground, and get it back up in the tree with you. I think that's pretty cool. I wish it came with a holder of some type, because this is a lot of rope and it's a thick, fatter rope, so it's got some bulk to it. But I think if you were able to either cut it down to save on a little bit of that bulk, because I imagine it's 30 plus feet long, which is pretty long for most of us in the woods. I only get about 15-20 feet in the air, so I don't need that much rope. But if you're able to cut it down or just use part of it or have a particular wrapping or holder system, I think it'd be a great addition to your pack. All right, last but not least is a knife, and particularly a very special removable blade knife from HME. Now, these little guys have always kind of scared me to a bit. They're very small and compact. You have some really good companies making replaceable blade knives now. These are scalpel sharp. I mean, shaving everything sharp. Now, in this case, this system is not very fancy in how these blades come off. It's a simple pushing up from the back, getting it over the lip, and then you can simply pull it forward. Now, I would strongly recommend doing this with pliers or a set of gloves on. I'm not going to do it here on camera. Really don't want to cut myself, and particularly since I'm not used to this knife. Now, these tiny knives are meant for skinning. They're not really meant for deboning and taking down a whole animal, although you definitely could do that. But they're great to take things into the woods and to be able to pack out an animal later, whether you're in here in the whitetail woods of Pennsylvania or way out west hunting elk. So I safely took the blade off here off camera so you could see what it looks like. This is just the handle itself. It has the small tang to it that allows you to clip a blade on. Easy removal. It comes with 5 extra blades. So you have 6 total blades plus the handle. Now, not only do you be able to use the HME specific blades, but these blades are labeled, so they're actually interchangeable. Many different knife companies use similar knife styles and similar blade styles. So this is a 60S blade, which you can use from any different manufacturer and any different source. They don't have to be specifically from HME. So you can get blades that have a little gut hook on them. You can get blades that have a drop point or a hunter point or something particular that you really want to use. In this case, this is just a standard Scalpel knife blade. Has the raised point to it, not a drop point like you might see on some. As you can see, the grooves are cut out there. Putting these in is actually pretty straightforward. You just simply slide it in, push it back until it clicks on just like that. And that blade is now on there. The only issue you have is if you were to grab it and to push it, you will get some flex. It's obviously a very flexible, very thin scalpel blade. You have to push off on the back in order to get it lipped back over, and then it can slide off. Now, this knife in particular, although it's very lightweight, very compact, I am a little bit nervous that this initial finger groove, and I don't have the world's biggest hands, but it still is a pretty small handle. The whole thing is 6 1/4 or 6.5 inches long from tip of blade to the end of the handle. So if you have a larger sized hand, I like to kind of grip my knives up here, but with something this small and this finite, I'd be really afraid to do that. My larger knife that I use is a Gerber, has a gut hook on it. I also have one from CRT, which we got in the Bowhunter Box Club box. They allow me to grip up a little bit higher, but that's just something I would have to learn as part of the curve of using a knife like this. I think the replaceable blade idea is genius. I think it's absolutely great. No sharpening. That once they get dull, you can be done with them. You can safely dispose of them, and you can have a fresh blade ready to go. No sharpening needed. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions about the Bowhunter Box Club or anything else that pertains to archery, hit me up in the comments section below. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can even hit me up my email. It's down in the description below. Hope you're able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation, and we'll get to see you next time.